In this video, we're going to talk about times when cops were put in check after behaving inappropriately. So without any further delay, let's get straight into the video. A man decided to approach a police stop in order to hold them accountable and make sure everything was done according to the law. But as you can imagine, the cops or that particular female officer didn't appreciate that one bit. She was being really hostile from the beginning and asked the man to leave or to step away.
I wasn't nowhere near you. Calm down, ma'am. He's right next to you too. No one's gonna hurt you, okay? You got a partner here.
You can go ahead.
Come, relax. I know I can. I can do it right here. I can do it right here.
Well, if there's anything we know about cops, it's that they don't like when someone is holding them accountable for their actions. So this female officer's reaction is pretty much expected. She was acting all aggressive, which is why the man urged her to calm down and to try to de-escalate the situation. That seemed to do the trick as she backed away a little. The man told her to go back to her job and asked her about her name and badge number, and she told him without question, which is a bit surprising given her attitude from before.
Go back and do your job. What's your badge number?
819.
819 and your name?
Sergeant Grundeman.
Sergeant.
Yep. Badge
So you're a supervisor escalating situations like this.
However, it wasn't long until she accused him of interfering with their investigation. She told him to back away and let them search the vehicle, and he did just that, as he definitely didn't have the slightest intention to bother them in the first place. He just wanted to make sure everything was going according to the law.
I was right here. I didn't go anywhere past this car right here.
As you were walking up, I said, please back up.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get too close, ma'am.
That's
Don't
all
worry.
I'm saying. We're dealing obviously with the situation.
I understand what you're dealing with.
We're actively doing an investigation.
I understand what you're doing.
So, yes, I do.
I'm just holding you accountable. But I'm just saying, as a sergeant, you're a supervisor, right? So what I'm saying is a little bit of de-escalation goes a long way.
I would like you to do that.
You coming in.
You can then see the man whose car was being searched talking to the police, and the man who was doing the audit can be heard saying that he should talk to a lawyer. After a while, the man started talking with that female officer and revealed who he was, and this time they engaged in a much more pleasant conversation. She tried to explain her behavior from before, and you can just tell how sorry she was for acting that way.
I like to have people walking up when we have people under arrest in custody, other people walking
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get too
doing
close.
a vehicle search.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get too close.
But other than that, yeah, obviously you have to
Again, it's
all
just
the
the
right
way.
in the world to
No.
videotape, and
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
So,
Good.
I have not heard of you personally, but
Yeah.
obviously we have other auditors
Yeah.
around. So.
Okay.
After putting her in check, she had no other choice but to be nice towards the man. He asked her for her card and she immediately gave it to him. Then we learned that she was actually a sergeant, and in the end, they wished each other a good day. A man was just sitting on a bench in a park. He lit up some candles as he was mourning the loss of a loved one. And then out of the blue, he got approached by a rather aggressive cop who wanted to know what he was doing. He also put a flashlight right in the man's face because he was afraid for his safety. The cop had a problem with the candles and demanded to see the man's ID.
Do you really want to go that route? Do you really want to go that route? The light is for my safety. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're a criminal who's going to try to pull a gun out on me or a knife or anything like that. That's what the light's for, okay? That's what they're there for. That's why they're put on patrol vehicles. What's your name?
My name is Rashawn.
What's that?
One second. I usually call you supervisor. And if this is bothering you, I'll put it out for you.
I'd appreciate that. That's my contact. I was just going to ask you nicely to do that, but since you want to be a smart and ask me what does it look like and talk to me like I'm dumb, I'm obviously going to...
After he started recording everything on his phone, the man put out the candles. That wasn't enough for the cop, who still wanted to see the man's ID. When the man didn't want to give it to him, he accused him of obstruction. The man stood his ground and called the cop out on his inappropriate behavior because he knew that he didn't do anything wrong.
Do you have ID on you?
I do, but I don't need to give it to you.
Okay, is that really the route you want to take, sir?
What route? I'm
Obstruction?
sitting on the bench.
Yeah, you're lighting candles.
I didn't light these candles.
And that's what I was asking you. And that was my question. But since you want to go right off and start talking to me like I'm dumb, asking me what it looks like.
Look at the light. You can't blind me.
That's what police lights are for us to see.
No,
So you really want to be this difficult, sir?
there ain't nothing about being difficult. I ain't doing nothing wrong.
I
I'm
really-
sitting on the bench.
Okay.
I pay
Okay.
taxes. I own a house right down the road.
Okay, that's really not what this is about.
Well, then turn your light off.
I'm not going to turn off my light.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. You want to be rude? I'm going to be rude.
How am I being rude? Because I told you...
Light in my eye.
Hey, you need to relax,
No,
okay?
I don't need to relax.
Okay, amp yourself up
If
then.
you
If
got
that's the route you want to go.
with me, you can go ahead and head back to your vehicle.
I'm not going to head back to my vehicle till you're identified.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
I'm not going to head back to my vehicle till
Okay,
you're
well, then
identified.
don't come over here pressing weight on me.
After a bit of back and forth, a female officer arrived to see what was going on. Unlike her colleague, the female officer was trying to de-escalate the situation as much as possible by being respectful, and the man appreciated that. She then asked the man why the candles weren't lit, and the male officer told her that he was the one who told the man to put out the candles. The man continued to educate the cop and told him that he had no intention of leaving, and in the end, they finally left him alone.
Weren't they lit?
The only thing in mind, because you made me put them out.
I simply asked him, what do you
No.
He wants to be smart.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
What does it look like?
I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not here to argue with you today. You want to argue with me? Come to my house tomorrow.
Well, what's the plan here?
I'm gonna sit right here. Like I said, if you want the candles, if you want this lighter, if you want this bag.
I don't need to take anything. I simply asked.
I mean, this is trash. You can go throw it away if you'd like to. You don't have to. I'll throw it away on my way out. But I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not asking you to leave.
All right. Well, then there's no issue here. There's nothing.
I was simply asking what you were doing out here. I said,
What's it look like I'm doing out here? You already done pissed me off.
Okay.
You already took it too far. You still want to turn like.
I'm not gonna turn off.
All right then. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. If you ain't got nothing to say to me, I ain't got nothing to say to you. And that's how that goes.
Okay. Sorry for your loss.
Have a good day.
You too.
Here, things got heated right from the start as this cop tried to touch a man. It wasn't until he was warned not to do that he backed away. The cop accused the man of trespassing, and he was still pretty close to him. It seemed as though he was going to arrest him at any time, and he would have done that if the man didn't know his rights.
Excuse me. Whoa, don't touch
This
me.
is private property. There's no trespassing.
Whoa. Listen.
Let's go.
Sergeant Martin,
Correct.
take a deep breath,
Yep.
right? Let's take a deep breath.
Let's keep walking while
Let's
I breathe.
de-escalate. Don't touch me.
Do you want to get placed
Don't.
under arrest? 'Cause
For
that's
what?
your next option.
For what?
Trespassing.
You don't need to touch
There's
me.
multiple signs dictating
You don't.
this
No,
is
there is
enclosed
not.
property.
No,
Yes,
there
there
is not.
And you just walk past them.
No,
Why
I
did you
didn't.
come in?
The cop had a problem with the man being at the parking lot, and the man was still furious about this cop being all touchy with him. You can just tell that the cop was on edge the whole time. He urged the man to keep his hands out of his pockets, but the man told him that it was cold outside.
We're gonna walk. Just don't
No
touch
problem.
me. What's wrong with you, man?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? Why are you back?
You think you could just? Do you think that you could just touch people like you?
Absolutely.
No, you
Take
cannot.
your hands out of your pockets.
I'll put my hand right in my pocket.
Take your hands out of your pockets. That's
Don't-
a safety issue. What's in your pocket? What are
Nothing
you
is in my
reaching for?
pocket. I'm not
What
reaching for
are you-
anything.
then take your
It's
hand out of
cold
your pocket.
outside.
Take your hand out of
It's
your
cold
pocket.
outside.
Please take your hand out of your pocket.
Listen, you gotta stop.
They kept arguing about whether or not the parking lot was a private property. The man kept asking for someone to check on this cop. At that point, a female officer arrived, but she just stood there and didn't really do anything about her aggressive colleague. The man went on to educate the cop, who was actually a sergeant. He said that it was a public building funded by taxpayers and that it was publicly accessible. But the sergeant didn't want to listen to him, and he kept interrupting the man at any chance he got. The next thing you know, they were accusing each other of breaking the law. The sergeant said that the man was trespassing, and the man told him that the sergeant broke the law by touching him.
What's wrong with you?
There's absolutely nothing wrong with me.
I want to make a complaint against. I want to make a complaint against you.
No
now
problem.
I have business here
I'll
now.
be more happy to get my senior official to come out here and talk to you. My
Great.
supervisor.
Let's get him out here.
My complaint
because
right now is
I don't care about your
somebody's
complaint.
breaking the law.
I don't care.
That
About, I'm
you
not
do.
breaking the law.
So I can either
you
go
broke
to
the
a
law
place-
by touching me.
Absolutely not.
You broke the law.
I have somebody breaking the law and trespassing. I'm
You
allowed
broke
to detain you and remove you.
No,
100%.
you broke the law.
The sergeant then left, and the man asked the female officer for her name and badge number. She then proceeded to question him about the reason why he was there. She offered to help him, but he said that he didn't need any. He then went on to educate her about what is considered a restricted area and pointed out that the parking lot is a public area. Not long after that, the sergeant came back and continued to harass the man.
100. What's your name and badge number, ma'am?
Officer Miller, it's 144.
Officer Miller, 144. Okay. Somebody came here to make a report. They come in here. They would have no choice but to park right behind you, correct?
No, they can park wherever.
But ma'am, where over here would they park? There is nowhere to park.
Simply no one here is making a report right now, so
But if
they
they
can really
if
park wherever they wanted.
if they wanted, I mean, ma'am, this is one street, so you can't park here because then you'll be blocking people from coming.
To make it actually better for the public access.
Alright? Yeah, if you need anything, let me know. Go help them. He needs the assistance. You're just holding up somebody that needs assistance.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
You are.
I am?
You can leave.
After a bit of back and forth, the man asked the sergeant where his superior was, but the sergeant said that he wasn't available at the moment. The man then threatened to call the state police because he attacked him. He said that he was just trying to have a conversation with him when he grabbed him for no reason at all. The sergeant then said that he was going to call a supervisor, but only if the man gave him his name, which the man obviously refused. He is way too educated about the law to fall for that trick. The man told him that he had been in similar situations and no cop ever arrested him because he wasn't breaking any laws. He explained very clearly to the sergeant that he was performing a First Amendment protected activity, but the sergeant didn't want to listen to that at all and went on and on about the parking lot being a restricted area.
I'm telling you,
Go
I'm
ahead,
here.
please, what is it?
I'm performing a First Amendment protected activity. You took an oath to
Correct.
uphold the Constitution of
That's
the
what I
United
was doing.
States.
Removing somebody that's
I
not
am
permitted to
I
be
am
somewhere.
performing a
Okay.
First Amendment protected
You're not allowed
activity.
to be right here. I'm telling you this.
Sir, I
You're
can't
not
go.
allowed to be there.
Sir,
Here,
I've
yes,
researched.
there,
Sir,
no.
I've researched the law.
You
I
can
can't
research
go.
whatever
I
you like.
can't go behind your little
Okay.
restricted
You can-
areas
correct.
in the back.
This is a restricted
No,
area.
it is not.
I'm telling you it is.
No, it's not.
There doesn't have to be a sign posted. You
Yes,
know what?
there does.
There was a sign right here. You know why there's not right now? Pan your camera,
They've
and it'll
seen
be
it.
very
They've seen
reasonable
it.
why there's no sign right here. This whole parking lot, which is now probably a safety hazard, has been being redone.
Okay. So how is that my problem?
Because they removed some signs that were posted here. Some of them. I'm telling you, me personally, Officer Martin, Sergeant Martin, 434 is my badge. Like you said, serving since 2007.
Yeah.
This is restricted.
The man finally had enough of all that nonsense and went inside the station. Once in there, he ran into the lieutenant and complained to him about the sergeant. Then they went outside and the man explained to him what went down. We don't know what happened in the end, but hopefully that sergeant at least got scolded by his lieutenant.